Well, we write all our stuff together individually, and we bring it all together under one roof, and then we fit the lyric to go with the tune, don't we? Pretty much, it's got to have the right context, and we write about every subject matter known to mankind, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a collaborative effort, but you know, we have individual components, and we try to fit them together. Some work and some don't, and eventually it all filters through until we get to the song that we want.
It takes three of us to do it. I don't think either one of us can do it on our own, you know, which is a good thing. The magic happens between us when we do it. It's quite exciting, yeah. It is, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no formula as such, you know. Inspiration and imagination.
Well, when we began, me and Kid used to sit and just jam it together. And so when we did this album, we did the same thing. Kid sat on the drums, I sat in front of him, we had headphones on, microphone, talking to each other, and just went for it. And so we went back to how we enjoyed writing songs. So that's what we did when we actually sat in the studio, and we built them from that. And we had a lot of fun doing it, because we were jamming basically, and, you know, but recording it as we went along. And it was a lot of fun, wasn't it, Mark?
It's so surreal, it's so surreal to me. I'll clap my hands.
And while me and Kid are doing that, he's sitting there thinking about what words, you know, what's going to fit this, what kind of mood, what kind of subject matter, and that's how it all comes together, collaboration.
I mean, in the early days, we wrote songs and played them live forever before we recorded them, you know, so they were tried and tested, and then we took them to the studio. We did a few albums like that, and then in the middle period, we kind of did it in the reverse order, where we just went to the studio with nothing and wrote in the studio, which is, you know, exciting in itself, because you don't even know what you've got when you've recorded songs that you don't even know, right. Even though they're, you know, they're on the tape, you're still unfamiliar with them in some ways, and so we kind of went back to, you know, the old way.
The old way, yeah, more enjoyable, you know. It was very enjoyable doing this record. Well, we recorded the drums in a separate studio, and then we recorded everything else in my small studio at home, and I do a lot of work there, and it's a fabulous little studio, and as you can gather from the sound of the album. So yeah, that's how we did it. And very relaxed. Monkey would come down when he was in the mood, do a song, go home, come back another couple of weeks later, do another song. So it was very relaxed, no pressure. That was the beauty of it, wasn't it, Monk? No pressure.
No, but that's, you know, going back to technology, that's, you know, where things have improved a lot in a certain way that we can share files much easier, and we don't all have to be crammed in one room for 2 weeks and, you know, to meet a deadline. We'll, you know, you have a little more freedom and flexibility in the recording process these days.
It's very cool, actually. Right. We did our first one in 25 hours, the first album, out the door, finished. Unbelievable, 25 hours.
Played it down on one basic track. I would hate to think we had to be locked up in a studio together for 3 months or something like that. That wouldn't work for us. Not that we hate each other, but we might do.
By the end of it, yeah. Damn right.
And I think, I don't know, it was sounds so stale, and so I don't understand why it needs to take that long. And we're not, you know, we're not recording a symphony here. It's, you know, rock and roll.
I've been producing a lot of bands over the years, and I find spontaneity most important.
Spontaneity, he likes. He likes spont.
I like spontaneity. It's more important in the music than rehearsing it to death, and you lose that soul, you know. And then you've got the click track, you know, where everything's on time. Fuck that. That's bullshit. That's a 90s thing. Get back to real music and just knock it out, deliver it, you know, and that's when it's exciting, you know. You can feel it in the song, you know, in the sound. Isn't that right?
Yeah, it is. You know, Play it from the heart, play it from the gut. It doesn't have to. It's not.
It's fucking rock and roll, isn't it?
It's not. It's not. You know, an intellectual process. You know, we're not.
We could become one of
We're
those.
not jazz.
Or two of those musicians where we just use one finger, like hit your finger, and I press that, and then you press that.
I can't even. I
You
don't.
could
I can't use any
You
fingers.
could do that, and you've got a record. You know, bullshit.